Here are 5 questions I feel every domestic employer must ask themselves at some point. Whether you're new to this domestic work life or you're an OG, like you've been employing domestic workers and you've just been changing them, it doesn't matter. You must ask yourself these 5 questions if you're going to get it right moving forward. Question number 1, what are your personal values? I know it sounds very technical, but to be honest, this is one question I feel everybody must answer at a certain time in their lives. I feel like your values are not just things that are important to you, but they're like principles that guide your decision makings on a daily basis. It influences the caliber of people you call friends, your relationships, what you even do with your resources, your time, your money. Look, everybody should find that out, but more importantly, as it concerns domestic workers, you should definitely take out some time and find out what your personal values are. I also believe that every home has values, whether or not you're consciously cultivating them, consciously aware of them, or consciously making decisions around them. Some houses value privacy, religious practices, and for us in my house, for instance, one major value of ours is honesty. If I interviewed you and I noticed you were dishonest, I won't employ you. Simple. Like, it was a big deal for us. What are the things you want to see in the person who you're bringing into this intimate space of yours, which is literally your most private space, your home? You want to be very intentional. You want to make sure that this person's values align with your values. Once there's a misalignment, oftentimes that's like the beginning and end of a relationship that would not be sustainable. So number 1, find out what your values are, find out what your family values are, and that would guide your actions moving forward in that regard. Question number 2, what season am I in? You have to find out and tag your season per time. Are you in a busy career building season? Are you raising a family? Are you just in between? Do you have like a very accommodating work life but you're still raising like young kids? What season are you in? Or maybe you're just a single lady who just needs a lot of assistance at home because of what you do. If you understand your season, it helps you automatically narrow down, the caliber of people, the kind of person you're wanting to work with. Maybe you don't need someone who stays in the house. Maybe you need someone who comes and goes, someone who cleans and goes. Maybe you don't even need a girl. Maybe the kind of work you're looking for, an assistant for is one that requires the energy and the strength of a man. You need to find out what your seasons are. Number 3, what are your needs? Is it cooking? Is it cleaning? I have worked with clients who tell me they have governesses. They're not necessarily looking for people to help them clean because there is already a system on ground for that. I've had clients who tell me the only person I need is someone who can go for ballet lessons with my child and who can work their homework with them and who can take them for their musical practices and their lessons and basically be an intelligent conversationist. You're not good. If that's you, you're looking for someone who's probably a graduate, someone who has a degree of some sort, someone who is confident, because if they're going on such excursions or outings with your children, then they have to be like really intellectually stimulating or stimulatable at least, right? So that's like a major conversation you need to have with yourself. What are your needs? The 4th question, and pretty much where I'm going to with all of this, is who is that person who fits into this season, who fits into my needs, who aligns with my personal values. So at this point, you're asking age-wise, who's that person? Who am I looking for? Personality-wise, who am I looking for? Exposure-wise, right? If you've not had this conversation with yourself, that there's a high tendency of setting yourself up to fail and bringing someone into your house and also setting them up to fail. That question will also influence where you go to get these people. Am I getting them from agencies? Am I looking for someone who is a graduate and already in town? Am I looking for someone in the village who can just, help me with cooking? It took me a while to realize, but I realized later that for every time I needed a domestic worker, I was actually looking for a PA. I was looking for someone who could also hold me accountable. I was looking for an assistant. Now, the last question I find to be super important is the question of what can I start doing differently as an employer, or what should I stop doing? For me, I had to become a little bit more structured for my sake and for the sake of my domestic workers. And what that looked like was I had to have like a structured set of chores pasted. I also had to create like structure around my children. My children started to have like structured bedtime. I had a structured bedtime. I decided I needed to wake up earlier than my staff to plan the day. It was all of those adjustments, that started to give me a sense of direction. I started to look inwardly and find out what was working and what wasn't working and what I could do differently to be an employer who is able to manage this idea of a perfect employee that I had in my head. So over to you. What's one thing that stood out to you in this video? What's one question you're thinking you're going to start asking yourselves, moving forward? And please don't forget to share this video with somebody who you think needs to hear this. Tag your besties, tag fellow women. In the month of March, Educated Citizens International Organization is creating a space where people can come and delve deep into life-changing information that would give you wisdom to run your home better so that you can pursue your dreams and your career that are very valid and should honestly be done without much distraction. Let me know what you think, is working best for you, what you start doing differently in the comment section. Until then, take care of yourself.